I'm just very, very sad that they didn't have a good time. And I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, they're being like crybabies or unreasonable," but the my I wish I just wanted everyone to have like a good time. Hello, I would like to talk a little about Twitch Rivals. Understand that I am the captain of my team, and that for me it was a great opportunity for discussions with whom I greatly appreciate thinking of me. However, I am part of a community and it would not seem right to keep quiet and betray my own. I know they want to send people like Coconut B will say for nonsense to try to get over someone. From the beginning, everything has been easier for them. I'm not good at Rust. I'd still lose if it weren't for the people we have on the team who do know about this, but we're playing on their servers, something they wouldn't have even considered the other way around. Something they wouldn't have even considered the other way around. So when we were organizing this, one of the main things I kept iterating to the developers was finding a server that would work for everyone. I was talking to Alistair from Rust, and the people who are managing the server is like, hey, we need to pick the server that would be the fairest for everyone. Because yeah, lag kind of sucks, and I know there's no perfect server, so I left that decision up to the devs, and I did not try and influence where the server was gonna be. I just said, hey, just try and pick the one you think will have the most average ping out of everyone. And they did the test between like America, Latin America and Europe to see which one had the average ping, and they actually showed me the statistics out of all the server, and the average ping was the lowest on East Coast because it's like across the water from Europe, and like there's a bit of distance between East Coast and West Coast. So we definitely did try to pick a server that was fairest for everyone. I know it was still like a minor ping advantage for NA, but it was something we all agreed to. And if they said any other server, if they said the best server was in, I don't know, China, if for whatever reason China had the best servers, I would have agreed to that. They started using revolvers when they were initially primitive things. We put up with it without saying anything and started crafting them too. Then they used Python, and once again we shut up and started using them. They raided us by breaking the base, and nobody gave us anything back for their administration. It was definitely unfortunate about what they thought was allowed and wasn't allowed. My attitude was, if you could use it, that means it's allowed. If you can't use it, it's not allowed. Because, for example, AKs, if you try to use an AK on day one, the game physically would not let you use AKs. Like, it will try and stop you from doing that. So if you could use a revolver or a double barrel shotgun, I just assume, well, the developers didn't restrict it, so I guess it's okay, right? And that's why I told everyone, it's like, if you can use it, that means it's okay. If you can't use it, the admins will step in and restrict it. We entered yesterday without breaking anything, and it took less than 5 minutes to return the things. However, they did not return the heli to us, but they duplicated it so that
Wendy,
they would not have any problem.
Wendy, I'm about to let it all.
We
just
started using
make
F1 and
low
kill
grade for
after
you.
we saw that it was the tactic they were using, so the caps will not count. They are the ones who had direct posts from Spanish streamers to know where we are,
Okay.
not
Well, I
us.
think this will create like 500, maybe.
The events
More?
was staying tied because we managed to recover points where they slept, but yesterday they took the oil rig.
10%.
Petro.
That's something.
I think Petro's main oil rig. The events are at their time, arriving yesterday to dispute at 1 a.m. So they're saying the admins made a decision to disable oil rig, which was their main way of getting points. When they were about to go to bed, which was an advantage to us. But I don't know if that's an advantage to us, right? Because they also have a scrap heli, they're free to contest against us. They had a scrap heli and oil rig for the most part of day one. And that's how they got allowed the lead, and it was just a smart play by them. And they could, I mean, they can go to any other monuments. They were at launch site, right? The drops were moved to launch site instead of the oil rig. And they beat our asses. Like, they legitimately beat our asses at launch site, and I thought that was pretty cool. Like, they won a fair fight. They got there first. They held position. We weren't that organized contesting it, and they beat us fair and square. Like, they had very good players. It was a well fought win by them. So they were able to get dubs like outside of oil rig, but yeah, the time zone, I agree, is definitely hard to balance. When you have like two different teams playing on the same server with different time zones. Yeah. And honestly, it was sometimes frustrating. I just look at the points. Like, it was frustrating for some of our players too, because I know Shroud kept logging on looking for a fight. But because Shroud logs on during normal hours, he can't really fight anyone. And we have degens like Coconut, Mendo, and H-June, three of our best players, are all doing subathons. They were mega degening. And I think Ray C streams throughout the entire night. I know they're not gonna understand it. They're not used to it. They do not know what the rules are. They do not know what it is that the rules do not turn to your convenience, or that there's another language apart from yours, or that there are people playing on your servers on the other side of an ocean. Some won't even know what an ocean is, XD. And I repeat, I feel bad for having to write this because it does nothing but harm me in the face of Twitch or future things. But it would seem to me to be a coward to not support my teammates, even when many today don't even want to play. And yes, the tweets are in Spanish because it is my language. Surprise, if you don't understand the tweets, then you give him to translate. Kazuro's a greeting, and again, this guy still thanks for having me. Really, zero drama with him. I'll be honest. I expected drama. I expected salt. I expected to be complaining from every side. I did not expect them to just up and quit, though. I actually did not take that into account. And I feel bad because I kind of been looking forward to this for the last, I think we started planning this 3 months ago. Yeah. Like a lot of it definitely felt like in their eyes admin issues and rule enforcement. Like, I don't know, it felt like it like we were getting rolled at the beginning. Like if you watch the VOD from day one, like the first 2 hours, if you looked at the NA side, it was completely just 30 people running around not knowing what to do, right? I'm just very, very sad that they didn't have a good time. And I know people are gonna be like, oh, they're being like crybabies or unreasonable, but I wish I just wanted everyone to have like a good time. I felt like NA had a good time, even though like there were moments people were definitely frustrated. But I like to think the general sentiment overall from like the hardcore players have been positive. But that wasn't the case with the Spanish side, and that makes me sad, and I'm very sorry that they feel that way, right? For whatever the reason, if they're not having a good time, then something went wrong. So it's just learning for the future. I think it was a very huge learning experience for me, and huge learning experience for all the Twitch rival folks, the production, the admins. So that the next time, if there's a next time, it would feel more fair for everyone.